Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the DGS Minute. In this episode, we're going to be providing as much information as we can to prepare students and families for online learning, which will begin next Tuesday. The first thing to know is that in the Thursday folder, all the families got a student schedule. And the key part about that schedule is that it has the Google Classroom codes for all of our students. So you can find your name, and the student's name, and then you can look over and see what their classes are each day. What students can do is they can log into their @dpsk12.net account, which is their lunch number or their student ID, then @dpsk12.net, and their password is their 8-digit birthday, so they can log on to that account via Gmail, and when they get in, they can go to Google Classroom. And there's a little plus icon on the top of Google Classroom where they can join a class. And then what students and families can do is just systematically go through and please add all of the Google Classrooms that your student is going to have. And sometimes a teacher like Miss Hannah has one Google Classroom for all of science, but some other teachers have different Google Classrooms set up for their different blocks. So you'll just find your student, find their schedule, and then add the Google Classrooms that they're going to be participating in. And you can do that as early as today, and that'll just make sure that you're prepared and that's not going to cause you any concerns when we launch online learning next Tuesday. Again, just to explain a little bit about what online learning is going to look like, is those schedule times are going to be, in some ways, they're going to be like office hours for teachers. That's when, for example, Mr. King knows that he can meet with that group of students and they're not going to be meeting with Miss Hannah or Mr. Matt. So he can provide the support that they need. Mr. King might decide that he wants to go live during that time. Maybe students are going to be sharing out at the end of class, and he'll say, hey, at 10:40 I want for you to join this Google Meets, and he'll post that information in Google Classroom. Every single thing that students are going to get asked to do will start in Google Classroom. So that's going to be the place where we begin every lesson. So students, if it says that they have Spanish at 11 o'clock or something, then they'll go ahead and log into Senor Barney's Google Classroom at that time, and it's going to tell them maybe, hey, we're going to have a live Google Meet today. Or it might say, please work on this due now. Or it might say this assignment is due at this time. So Google Classroom is going to be the place that students go to get all of the information. It'll always have the links for them if they're going live. So getting those updated onto each individual student's Google Classroom is going to be a great way to prepare for next week. Another part to be aware of for our schedule is electives. So there's two different times when students can take electives. There's the bigger time, 1:40 to 2:20. All students can take electives at this time. We'll have much more offerings. I'm going to be offering my film class. I saw Mr. Matt, he's going to be offering one about art history. So there's some really great classes that are going to be offered, and something that we're pretty excited about. And that's that 1:40 to 2:20 time. You can find those electives by clicking on the link in the student's schedule, and then you can just see the different options and the classroom codes that are there. And then again, at that 1:40 time, you'll just log into that classroom, and students get to choose. They can do a different elective each day, and we're really excited that we have some of these offerings. All right, so that's how our 1:40 to 2:20 elective is going to work. But there's also another time in the day when students would have their normal elective block. And for many students, they're just going to take this as a study hall time, catch up on some assignments, maybe make themselves a snack, take a little break. But some students, especially students that have modern band, they might want to use this as an opportunity to take an additional elective. And so linked into the student's schedule, there is a document that lists the classroom codes for electives that will be offered between 9 a.m. and 1 p.m. Just like our 1:40 to 2:20 electives, these are very optional, and students can instead use this for a study hall or to take a break if they would like. I think that just brings up the question around work expectations. What are we expecting for students to get done during online learning? I think what we expect is that starting at 9 a.m. and certainly all the way up until lunch at 1 p.m., that in those 4 hours, students are going to be engaged in online learning. If they have to watch a brother, or maybe they have a intermittent Wi-Fi issue, then perhaps they wouldn't be involved in that class. They might let the attendance line know. We can text message Miss Phaedra or email Phaedra if you have an attendance issue, and then they can make up some of the assignments that are in Google Classroom a little bit later on in the day. But generally speaking, we're thinking that students are going to have about 4 hours of work a day, that 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. part of the day. The 140 elective is optional, and students could choose to do that time or not. It's meant to be fun and enriching, but there's not like really expected work from that. And the 220 to 3 time, that's when some students that are maybe an emerging bilingual, or they have an IEP, an individualized education plan, that's when they're getting some of their support. But a lot of that's going to be with existing assignments. So really, it's that 4 hours of work, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, so about 16 hours of work a week. We expect that work to be engaging and enriching, and a little bit less than what we would expect in the brick and mortar school, and that's just because it's a slightly less dynamic learning opportunity with less excursions and less learning in person, and we want to make sure we're reasonable around how much we can expect from students without being able to meet in person. So a little bit less, but certainly we're expecting it to be enriching. One of the other questions that we've been getting is around creating a safe and inclusive environment. I think we know that online can sometimes be a place where students can feel a little bit more emboldened to be mean to peers. And so if there's any teasing going on, any negative comments, any bullying or harassment that is going on online in either text messages or separate chat rooms, we would expect for students to immediately screen grab those inappropriate comments and send those to Mr. Morning and myself so we can respond. So that's one way we're going to create a safe and joyous community, is letting us know if anything is happening outside of that. But we're also going to have fun. This first Thursday is going to be pajama day. The following Thursday is crazy hair day. This first Friday is going to be a lip syncing competition, and students are going to be able to send me a video of themselves lip syncing to a song that they're playing in the background. The following Friday is a juggling contest, and then Mr. King on April 24th will be helping to lead our talent show. Students can send in a video of the talent that they've been working on, and we'll mash up together a nice little video for our talent show. So still creating opportunities for that joyous and positive school environment. I did mention screen grabbing, inappropriate comments that are sent between students. I did want to talk just about our overall tech expectations. We expect technology between 9 a.m. and 1 p.m. to be on topic. We do not want students texting on the side, setting up separate chats. They should be using their computers just to get their schoolwork done. Students should not be recording anything that's happening or screenshots of their classroom unless there's that inappropriate comments that I mentioned, because we don't want students to feel like if they are the wrong answer, they're going to get made fun of, or maybe they have like a bad hair moment or something's in their teeth, and we don't want students to feel like they're going to get teased or made fun of. The same reason is why we're asking for parents to not participate or kind of join in from the side to watch what a Google Meets meeting would look like. We want the students that are involved in the class to feel like it's just the other students and the teachers that are participating with them, and not some family members that they have not met before. I think this also raises the question, what if we troubleshoot any problems? What if something's not working? We would ask that in these initial days, kind of hold off on reaching out to individual teachers. On that first Tuesday, that first Wednesday, let them kind of get their footing around their classroom. This is a huge shift for our teachers, and we're so pleased and proud of all the work that they're putting into that. Instead, you can email Ms. Phaedra, myself, Mr. Morning, and we'll be your points of contact for tech issues, for behavior issues, for questions just about how online school works, and we'll do the best we can to support you. I did mention that if you have a student that is out sick, you can text message the attendance line or email Phaedra. She'll be able to monitor that. Mr. Morning and I are going to be following up with families if we notice that their students have not been participating and they have not been excused as absent, just to make sure that families know that, hey, you know, so-and-so is not participating in class. Is that what you were thinking, or are they telling you that they are? So we'll be following up with that. If you have tech issues, Wi-Fi issues, if it's kind of a pressing issue, or really anything, you can reach out to Mr. Morning, myself, Ms. Phaedra, and we're going to do the best we can to support. Maybe we need an additional Chromebook we need to get you. Maybe we need help finding the Wi-Fi. Whatever it is, we want to try to support our families so we can get as many students online learning as possible. So just to overall talk about launching an online school. This is going to be different for us. We feel as prepared as we can possibly be. We know that we will get better as we go, and we just appreciate that families are going to be there with us, and we're going to do the best we can. The more that you can do to talk with your students about making sure this is a priority, asking them about their classes, what they're learning, making sure you're getting set up by following all the instructions that we've relayed, all that's really appreciated, and we're going to do the best we can, and we think we're going to launch a great school. So thank you so much, and we look forward to, one last thing. We had said that we were going to do a live meeting on Tuesday the 7th at 8:30, maybe through Zoom, but the district devices don't support Zoom. But in Google Meets, it's a little bit awkward to run that large of a meeting, and there's really no point in live streaming something when instead we know that YouTube is a really easy medium. So on Monday afternoon, after I've met with all the teachers and gotten all the latest information, I'm going to send out a video to all the students and all of the families that explains online learning to the students and has that kind of galvanizing Monday meeting theme that we often try to have. So that's going to come out as a YouTube video, and we ask that you watch that either Monday afternoon, evening, or Tuesday morning before the 9 a.m. launch. So the first thing that students are going to do for online learning is watch a YouTube video that I'll be throwing out there that has all that the students need to know for online learning, and then they'll start and log on to their first class Tuesday at 9 a.m. by using the Google Classroom codes that we provided. Thank you guys so much. We really look forward to seeing you, and we know that in these trying times, as we've said, tough times don't last, but tough people do, and we will be tough.